Mr. Rafiri.
Our president.
Y'all okay?
President Ali, our president. President Ali, our president. President Ali, our president. President Ali, our president.
You okay? Tired?
President Ali, our president. President Ali, my president.
You got Charmin alone.
Okay? Okay? All the good work. I heard all fantastic. Our exceptional work. Good job. Good job. Good job. I got so much good news about you guys. You know that? Good. Because I
Yeah.
okay, no problem.
Shake President's hand.
Okay.
This is the back.
Okay, no problem. You gotta enjoy here the last of it. All the money invested, you gotta walk around here.
No, we
Eddie, Eddie.
Come here, cheer again, cheer.
All the good work y'all done here, you know.
President Ali, my president. President Ali, my president. Welcome so much.
Very good. See you, Chief. Hello. How y'all doing? All okay? This is food. Get your nice. Sounds good.
Okay, we will all remain standing for the national pledge this morning. So after the count of two, we'll begin. 1, 2. I pledge myself to honor always the flag of Guyana and to be loyal to my country, to be obedient to the laws of Guyana, to love my fellow citizens, and to dedicate my energy towards the happiness and prosperity of Guyana. Remain standing as we will now have a prayer. So we welcome on stage, or at the front here, our brother Ronald Blake, and he will be doing a prayer for us this morning in the Waramuri language.
Baukaya mawarau kai jamu baukaya ini arisa takitani ini nawai tamatika oh papa kwaya rotu okunawai kai damu nawame okunawai kai damu mikitane okunawai wajame kakobe kai damu akobe isiko okunarute Kaidamo amoho oitane konaru kasabarone kaidamo naru kore kaidamo amoho oitane konaru o kwai arautu papa ihi warau yakira kaidamo isiko naru. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much. Brother Ronald, yes, you can all have your seat this morning if you have one. All right, so if you're there and you're looking for a seat, you can come check at the front here. There are still a few empty seats at the front, so you can come and make yourself comfortable, as well as at the side. On this side here to my left, there is space as well, so you can come and occupy those spaces. All right, let me just say good morning to one and all here this morning. It is such a privilege for me this morning to be carrying you through this, a very short program that we have here this morning. And I'm so happy to be here. We are thankful for everything. We're thankful for the Almighty God for granting us this day that we can be here this morning. It's a moment that we were all been waiting for, and certainly the day has come, right? And we had all of the expectations, and now this is what it has come out to be. All right, so this morning, before we go into anything else, I would like to invite our village Tushao this morning. So put your hands together for Mr. Vivian Edwards, and he will be giving you the welcome remarks this morning.
Thank you very much, Master of Ceremony. His Excellency, Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali, ministers within the various ministries, other government officials, regional officials, the media, the discipline services, HM and staff, village councillors, residents of Waramuri, ladies and gentlemen, a pleasant good morning to you, and I will also like to extend a warm welcome to you to our beautiful village, Waramuri. Especially to our president and team, we really appreciate your visit here, and I hope that you enjoy every moment of your brief stay here. Once again, welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you very much, Tushao Vivian Edwards, for giving us that warm welcome this morning. And I trust that we will all have an enjoyable short time here today. All right, so we will now go straight into what we have here this morning. And we this morning came here with the heart to receive or to gain information and for fun time as well. So what we have here this morning on our little program is a cultural item, and this item will be done by a villager. So we will now welcome the individual to come and present his item this morning. So put your hands together as we welcome that individual. Right, he's getting himself ready. All right, so whilst we're whilst he's getting himself ready, all right, I just want to make known to all of us here this morning that we have the visiting team on the head table, right? And we also have the speakers this morning. We have 3 speakers this morning. So we have Mr. Brenton Ashley, the original chairman. So put your hands together for him. Let us welcome him at the head table. And we also have Minister Colin Crowell, Minister of Housing and Water. Put your hands together for him as well. And Minister Zulfikar Mustafa, Minister of Agriculture. Put your hands together for him. All right, we have the cultural item is coming up, so put your hands together. He's ready as he makes his way up to the front.
President Taktai, Gabi Tutai. President Taktai, Gabi Tutai. President Taktai, Gabi Tutai. Warubuyata, Danaway. President Taktai, Bazi Tutai. President Taktai, Gabi Tutai. President Taktai, Gabi Tutai. Tua chame uko oliwa kaya. Nade nade nada, nada nade. Nade nada, nada nade. Nade nade, nada nade. Nada nade nade, nada nade. President Taktai, Basitaya. President Taktai, Basitaya. President Taktai, Basitaya. Aha, Basitaya. Ijabikore, Yakira. President Taktai, Yakira. President Taktai, Yakira. Dua chame oko ori Oriwakaya. Dua chame oko Oriwakaya.
All right, thank you very much, dear Brother Derek Henry, for that wonderful song. All right, and it's a song done in dialect, so he said that got his song. It's one of the meaning is that he's welcoming the president to Waramuri. All right, so let us give a hand for the cultural item once more as we continue here this morning, ladies and gentlemen. We will not waste any more time, right? So we go straight into what we are actually here for this morning. So we have our first speaker this morning, all right? And he is no stranger to us here. And we would like to welcome the original chairman, Mr. Brentnell Ashley, to the microphone. Put your hands together for him.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Sessional Chairman. His Excellency Dr. Mohamed Irfan Ali, President of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana. Honorable Colin Crowell, Minister of Housing and Water. Honorable Zulfikar Mustafa, Minister of Agriculture. Honorable Cyril Brown Shadiq, Parliamentary Secretary. Officers from the various ministries and agencies, as well as the REO, Mrs. Suchan, and the officers of the RDC, Tushao and councillors of Waramuri, residents of Waramuri and the other communities gathered here this morning, members of the joint services. Good morning, everyone. Isn't today a very joyful day in Waramuri? Yes. God, let's give a big round of applause for His Excellency. Today, indeed, I am very honored to join His Excellency, our President, here in Waramuri as we continue as a region, and by virtue of that, with the support of His Excellency and the government, continues to transform this beautiful village and all the other villages across Region 1. And Waramuri, for the last 3 years plus, would have seen unprecedented transformation and development taking place across the entire landscape of this village and the nearby villages. And so at the level of the region, we continue to ensure that not only we invest in the area of your infrastructure, but also in your educational and health facilities. And so that is evident wherever we go. We can see there are better schools, there are better health facilities, and not only that, but also the human resource aspect of it, the capacity building that is taking place. His Excellency, we are very grateful for all the support that we have been receiving, that here in Moruca right now, through the Kamaka District Hospital, we are able to minimize the amount of patients that we send to study and elsewhere, because they are now surgical services that are being offered in health, and also training programs for nurses, community health workers, and other healthcare providers. Here in education, literally all our teachers who are untrained are now part of the program in the Cyril Potter College of Education. And this year, through our region budget, we will continue to see the rehabilitation of our schools. Here, for instance, at Waramuri, in a few days' time, a contract will commence to ensure that rehabilitation is done to the areas that of concern to the community and to the school staffing, as well as we're going to have some rehabilitation in the area of our road network here in Waramuri. And so the people of Waramuri, we have constantly been listening to them and to their concerns and seeking to ensure that they are addressed, so that their lives and livelihood, in keeping with our government's commitment and the region's responsibility, will be fulfilled in a timely manner as we continue to move towards the path of prosperity. So today we are very happy, Mr. President, to have you here with us in Waramuri, and more so that you'll be able to hear from the people of Waramuri how their development is progressing, and what more as a region we can work towards making it possible for them. So I want to thank you very much, everyone, for being here this morning, and more so to thank His Excellency and the Honorable Ministers for being with us. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Regional Chairman, Mr. Brentnell Ashley, for his presentation this morning. We will continue, and so we have our second speaker this morning, and he is Minister Colin Crowell. So put your hands together for him this morning as he presents.
Thank you very much, sir. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I'm hearing you loud enough. Good morning. Good morning. Right. Now we're sounding better. Let's all of us welcome our President, His Excellency President Ali, who is visiting Waramuri again. And notice I said again. I want to also acknowledge the presence of our Minister of Agriculture, and as well as your own daughter of this soil, Miss Sarah Brown. Everybody knows her, our former regional vice chairperson and our parliamentary secretary, and likewise a number of regional officials present here today. The President will be in Region 1 over the next 2 days. And again, this is a testimony to how, as a government, how he has been operating and leading the charge with his team of ministers, as well as the officers who are expected to implement the various programs. And yes, the President would receive reports from communities, etc. But his style of leadership involves coming directly into the villages and listening one-on-one with you. And so when we were planning out the 2-day program, we want to ensure that while he came as presidential candidate, he visited every community, so he knows your concerns back then. We also want to not repeat. So you know the President would have been in Region 1 visiting sometime last year. And so what we sought to do was to put him in other villages, so that when he comes again, he will go to another village. So today's cluster is intended around Waramuri. So we have invited Manawarin, Para, Haimacabra, Skyland, Rincon, Horodaya, and Aquero. And that's the cluster we have catered for here today. But having said that, you have seen the transformation and development taking place right before your eyes. And even so, very quickly, quite rapidly. So when you came here, when the President came here before, a number of concerns were raised. You would have heard, you would have raised your concern about your school children being, the accommodation not being enough, the school not big enough. You would have made requests for expansion beyond primary education. You would have made a request for intervention for a new water system because you didn't have one. You would have made requests for improvement of the road network within the region so we can make ingress and egress better, so that we can bring the cost of transportation down. And that testimony is because of, you can see the amount of vehicles that are coming daily into Moruca. You would have made requests to the Minister of Agriculture for a number of support, agriculture support. Waramuri, we are back in government in 2020, and you would recall this region did not have visit by even the then president or any minister under the APNU AFC government. One minister came to Moruca, one, and that person came right here. That was the then Minister of Agriculture, and he came with his long hands. You recall that? But you have seen visits continually with you, so that we can interact with you and listen to you, and to be able to help to resolve your issues and your concerns in a timely manner. When the president, then presidential candidate, came here, you complained about employment opportunities, and so no doubt His Excellency will address all of those. But I just want to use this example in a short period of time of how we are operating as a government. And I want to tell the story of the water sector. When we took over in 2020, the hinterland communities, regions 1, 7, 8, and 9, combined access was at 45%, meaning 45% of the population only had access to potable water. Region 1 was at 38%. By the time, with the interventions we have made, over $3.4 billion has been injected in the water sector in 3 years. And I may make this comment too. Every resource that we have asked for the water sector, His Excellency has responded by ensuring that the necessary resource has been placed in the budget. So that's why sometimes I'm sure he's frustrated when he gets complained about issues in the water sector that still confront the villages. But we are working assiduously. This year in Region 1, we are drilling over 30 wells in Region 1. But I said to you in 2020, the access was at 38%. By the end of last year, the access to potable water in Region 1 was at 79%. This year, under the Hinterland program, $1.5 billion is being injected into the hinterland. Region 1 alone, of that, close to 50%, or at least 45%, around $750 million is being injected in Region 1 for 2024. So by the end of 2024, access to potable water in Region 1 should be around 92%. You know why? We are working with that speed too. When we got into office and we did the assessment, we presented a document, and that document shows a 5-year program, our roadmap, that by 2025, all our citizens, we must have 100% access to potable water in the hinterland. And we are well on course. So may I remind you some of the interventions we have had. So far, of the 35 wells that we are speaking about on this year, we have Haimacabra, Camwater, Para. Those were all done through contractual basis. And recognizing the amount of work to be done, we also got the resources to invest in-house. That is through the sourcing of another rig. So we have a pack rig that is currently in Moruca drilling a number of wells. And so far for this year, it has drilled a well in Parakees and Santa Rosa Islands. And the work continues. Right here in Waramuri, because when I came here in March, you expressed your frustration of not having the well that I had committed last year. We attempted 4 times, 3 times by GWI in-house and 1 through the contractor. So what we did, we went on to your next village at Para. We are successful. That well is complete. And as I speak, the pipe network is being done to connect from Para to this village. So by next week, by mid-next week, your village will be receiving potable water from that well at Para. But it will not be sufficient at the level at which level of service that we want. So very shortly, we will be going out for tender. And mind you, this I'm mentioning is not part of our original budget for this year. So these are all additional works being done to fast-track access. In the 2 weeks, we'll be going out for tender to put a trestle right here in this village. So from the well, we will pump to the trestle and they'll have the gravity flow right here within Waramuri. So I ask for your continued patience a little more because we will be responding. And quickly, before I wrap up, just to tell you what we are doing on this water sector alone for this year. About 2 weeks ago, we received the no objection for the awarding of a number of contracts. So I'll just give you the Moruca story. Santa Cruz, Warapoka, Kukrit, we have just awarded to a contractor who has been given his commencement order. So by September, all those 3 areas will have well supply system within their areas. Waikabra, Chinese Landing, Asakata, Kariaku, another step to 9.3 million. Another contractor will be drilling for all 4 of those 4 areas. Komaka, right currently we are drilling a well through our rig at Komaka to remove persons from the Santa Rosa supply who are on the creek source. So that is another commitment your government is making. As part of our expansion network, is to remove all persons who are sourcing from the rivers and creeks so that you can have a fresh water supply. So right now we're drilling a well there. But the community of Skyland that is represented here, when that rig is finished at Comaka, we will be drilling a well in Skyland for you to get a water source. That will commence sometime in the new month. So that will tell you how much investment and how much we care for our people, because the story can be told and the Excellency will address the other sectors where you'll see the interventions that we're making so that as quickly as possible, the resources that you ask, many times you ask, where is your money going? Where's the oil money revenue going? This is one avenue. It is able to bring development faster for you. And all of us here in Moruca will both see it and we both feel it. I thank you very much for coming out today. Please use the interactive session just after His Excellency speak so that you can raise your concern from your communities. This is your opportunity to speak with your leader. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Minister of Housing and Water. Okay, so we have another speaker, and that is the Minister of Agriculture. Put your hands together as we welcome Mr. Zulfikar Mustafa.
Thank you very much. Residents, good morning. Let me, on your behalf, welcome His Excellency to your community. Let me hear you for His Excellency this morning here. And you know why I asked you, let us welcome His Excellency, because just before the 2020 elections, His Excellency at that time was a presidential candidate of the People's Progressive Party Civic. He came to this community and he came to the entire sub-region, met with residents and said, look, I am the presidential candidate for the People's Progressive Party Civic. Vote for us, and we will ensure that we deliver and we ease the burden on you. Because at that time, from 2015 to 2020, Guyanese were suffering. And our president at that time, who was the presidential candidate, came, asked you to support him and the People's Progressive Party. You heard his plea. You voted for the PPP Civic. You voted for our president, and today he is here to deliver the commitment to you. And you know why I am saying this? Colin, my colleague, just spoke. And he said from 2015 to 2020, community like these were neglected. Many support that we gave to community prior to 2015, the achievement that we have made, the development that have taken place after 2015 have become stagnated because at that time we had a government never put a thought or think about what is happening in these communities. We remember the first thing they did when they went into government was to terminate almost over 1,600 CSOs from these communities. We must never forget those times and those things. We must always remember what has happened during that period. And today, you have right in front of you, not by proxy, not by a message, or not only ministers coming, but you have your leader, you have your president who will listen to you and your concerns. And that shows our president's concern and commitment to the people of our country. For the last 4 weeks, I can tell you, he has gone to different parts of this country. Because I can tell you I am on his team regularly. Went to Crowwood Creek, went to Region 7, Region 4, Region 3, Region 5, you name it. Every single corner in this country, every single community in this country, our president is going firsthand to listen to your concerns. He would have ordered us call Colin and myself and said, look, y'all come to Waramuri and listen to the people concerned. But he wants to listen himself. He wants to hear from you. And this morning, as I said, we will listen to you after the president would speak here with you. But I want to tell you, and Colin referred to it, in every sector in our country, in every facet of life, we have seen tremendous development. Our country is moving rapidly and moving up the ladder rapidly. We have seen right here in communities like these, hinterland communities are being transformed on a daily basis. All the services that are being offered in these communities are either upgraded or we are having new services. We heard a number of commitments, promises that we have made were delivered to the people in this community. And in agriculture, I know for a fact, your livelihood, you depend on it. And we have a plan, a massive plan for agriculture across this country, especially Region 1. And I know for a fact the president will talk more about it. But I want to tell you that although we are seeing Guyana as an oil-producing country, that doesn't mean we are neglecting any sector. We are seeing now more development in the various sectors. Because as Colin rightly alluded to, we are using the revenue prudently, and we are using the oil revenue, prudently, and we're using it to the benefit of the people of our country. So comrades, this morning I want to tell you that we also, who are doing large-scale farming, who are doing subsistence farming, we have to change the way how we doing things. We can't expect to do things how we used to do it 10 years ago and expect to get different results now. When I came here the last time, I told you, and a number of requests were made, and we said we will deliver. And we try our best to ensure that we deliver. And we will continue. We will continue to bring development to you. We will continue to ensure that we, in the agriculture sector, we give you the kind of input that you need. For example, I know for a fact last week I received a message that we have caterpillar is affecting the farmers. We sent in some drugs. I was just telling, we sent in some drugs last week, chemical. I was just telling our extension officer who was here just now, that we will send in more in the new week so that farmers, we could treat this caterpillar disease. We know for a fact that you are doing large-scale cassava production. The president was telling me just now when we were coming that we have to find market for the farmers' produce. And we are working with you, we will be working with you to find those markets. Because what we are doing now, I can tell you as Minister of Agriculture, that when I became Minister of Agriculture, Guyana had lost its place in the CARICOM. We used to be the leading light in agriculture. And from 2015 to 2020, we had lost that place. And in 2020, when the PPP Civic returned to office, our president took back that position. He's leading the charge in agriculture, and today the entire Caribbean is following the guidance from His Excellency and Guyana to develop the agriculture sector in the Caribbean. That shows where we are today. Today our country is recognized not only in the Caribbean, but across the world. Only recently, and I can tell you, I've been working very closely with the president in terms of my sector, the agriculture sector, and he is very passionate. He wants to see things happen. He wants Guyana to be that food hub where we can produce all the foods. All the food that we are consuming, we must produce it. We must not import food. We must reduce the food import bill. And that means that more opportunities will come your way. We are now building a tissue culture lab At the end of this year, we will produce planting material by the millions. We will be giving you all free planting material, all the planting material that you need. But also, we have to work with you to develop various areas. We can't expect to do everything under the sun. Everything plant little, everything. And expect that we go get big result to export it or sell it to the market. We have to concentrate on certain crops. And I know the President will tell you the plans that we have for Region 1, what we want to make Region 1, and how we see Region 1. Because Region 1 will be an important link for us in the agriculture sector and food production. That is why we are coming here. We will be listening to you just now, but we will continue. We will continue to work with you. As a matter of fact, that from outside of the agriculture budget that we have been seeing programs coming to you from the Hinterland Environmentally Sustainable Agriculture Development Project, the HISAT project. In this community alone, we had 11 projects, 11 successful projects. Almost $17 billion was expended in that sector, that areas. So not only in one area we are bringing development, but in every single area. And we are looking every single day to ensure, to see how we can ease the burden on Guyanese. You all can remember, when we got into government in 2020, we had to abolish over 200 taxes that was implemented by the last government. We reinstate a number of benefits for the Guyanese people that we had prior to 2015. So you could see this, your government, we are interested in the development of the people of our country. We want you to be the beneficiary of the wealth that the country is garnering. So this morning here, I don't want to go too more long. I know you are waiting patiently to listen to our president, but I want to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, residents of Waramuri, we have a leader who is interested in your welfare. And we are very fortunate to have a president who is committed, who wants to see development, and who have our welfare at heart. So this morning, I am very happy to be in the company of the president, to listen to you, and rest assured, your government, the PPP civic government, will continue to bring development to your community and across our country. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Minister of Agriculture, for that presentation. And we will all continue here, ladies and gentlemen, on our short program that we have this morning. And so we will go straight into the President's presentation. So we will now welcome His Excellency, Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali. Put your hands together as we welcome the President this morning.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Please have your seats. Distinguished brothers and sisters of Region 1, let me say how very pleased I am to be here in your village and this cluster of villages here to have a conversation with you and to highlight some of the tremendous developmental gains that we have achieved in your region and your villages over the last 3.5 years. I think one would have to be doing a great injustice to their conscience if they cannot see and accept that in the last 3.5 years we have seen development in every village and every region across our country. Let me say that we believe in the potential of Region 1. And we know this region has enormous possibility in many areas. But as Minister Zulfi said, this region has enormous possibility in food security and being a major exporter of food, and we have to realize that full potential of this region. It is also important for us to find new and innovative ways in which we can expand opportunities and create new areas of growth and development for your region. And that is a conversation that we want to have with you. But I want to acknowledge the hard-working nurses, doctors, and teachers of this region, especially this village. I want us to put our hands together for the teachers of this village. The teachers of this village did not leave work for a day. I think we ought to give them a louder round of applause. And I want to assure our teachers, our nurses, our doctors, our farmers, just as we have demonstrated in the last 3.5 years, importantly, the Because We Care grant that was given to your children was taken away by the last government. And what does this mean? In this region alone, one may say, okay, what is the impact of this money that was taken away from your children? Well, let me tell you. In the last 3 years alone, by giving back your children what was taken away from them, we have placed in the pockets of the children of Region 1 $1.8 billion. $1.8 billion. That is $1.8 billion your children would not have had if the People's Progressive Party civic government was not back in office. And that will continue to increase because we promise you that your children will get more and more and more. When they talk about investing in the future and investing in our children and take away the Because We Care grant, what investment are they talking about? They don't understand how important this $1.8 billion is for your children. And not only that, the uniform grant. So in this region, as I said, under the Ministry of Education alone, we have spent $7 billion. $7 billion we have spent. $1.8 billion on the Because We Care grant. The National School Grant. This is money we are now giving directly to the schools so your children can be in a better learning environment. They can have the chalk, they can have all the materials to help them in learning. We have spent more than $226 million on the construction and maintenance of schools. You know, during the campaign when I was going through this region, many of the teachers raised with me the condition of the schools, the maintenance, and I know your primary school here, the roof needs to be fixed. I told them if they don't get it fixed, because we've given them the money to fix it, before the end of this week, then we'll have problems with them. Because we have made the money available for them to fix that roof for you, and they have to fix it. Your government is investing for you, but sometimes the system lets us down. And we have to fix the system. And that is what we are doing, fixing the system so the system can serve you better, more reliable, and more efficient. We told them that the old age pensioners must be paid in their villages. When we go to some of the villages, some of the officers are still not going to pay the pension in those villages. Wherever they are not being paid in the villages, those officers will have to face the consequences because they are paid to pay you in the villages where the pensioners live. So the pensioners does not have that burden to go out anywhere to get the pension. Your community and all the other community that surrounds this community, we have launched a new program where we are giving a voucher for so you can have eye examination. And if you need spectacles, we're going to give you $15,000 to buy your spectacles. In the next 2 weeks, the Ministry of Health must come to your communities here to ensure that this program is implemented. They have 2 weeks to schedule the implementation of this in your community. In addition to that, we have invested in mobile dental units. and the ministry must come to your communities in the next 2 weeks also and ensure that all your dental needs are taken care of right in your villages, right in your community. That is the investment you're making so that you can live a better life. You can live a more comfortable life. My friends, in education, I can go through the list of almost 100 projects that we have done in this region. Primary schools, secondary schools, hostel, maintenance, water supply. I've spoken to the GWI people. And yes, they tried 3 wells and we did not get water in this village. Nearby village Para, they were successful in getting water. And that water, they're now building a transmission line from Para to come to your village here so you can get the water right here in this village. How many households do you have in the village?
88 households.
Huh?
88 households.
And the 88 households, that does not include the surrounding that includes the surrounding community. Okay. And we are going to look at the vulnerability of certain areas. And when that water come in, I'm going to ask the Ministry of Housing and Water and GWI to install black tanks in central area so those tanks can be filled and water can be available in those tanks for the community. These are the things that are important in making life easier. When I was here visiting you before the elections, you told me that the children did not have access to textbooks. Today, in the last 3 years, in your region alone, we have spent more than $80 million on textbook. On your school feeding program, which was dying, we have spent almost $1 billion on your school feeding program in this region. $1 billion for your children, $80 million for your textbook, and more than $7 billion investment in education. No one can argue that this government is not taking your children and your future in its central policy-making guidelines. When we were here the last time also, you mentioned to us many other issues, including the issue of support for persons with disability. In this region, we have supported children with disability to the value of almost $41 million. Adults living with disability, more than $17 million. We have invested in skills training. When you look at persons living with disability and other vulnerability in Region 1, more than 10,000 persons would have benefited from an investment of more than $2 billion. The Ministry of Human Services, out of this, you would see that our old age pensioners in this region alone, we have transferred $1.7 billion to our pensioners up to the end of 2023. $1.7 billion in the pockets of our pensioners. More than $180 million in public assistance. More than $95 million in disability benefit. The Ministry of Local Government in infrastructure would have invested more than $25 billion in this region in the last 3 years. $25 billion. We have a National Pathway Workers Program where 1,200 persons are employed. The SLET program where 405 persons are employed. The SIP program, 197 persons are employed. The Ministry of Health, we've invested more than $500 million to date. But more importantly, we have a new hospital that is coming. Investment of over $1 billion. These are investments that are key and critical in giving you a good, healthy life in this region. We are sparing no level of investment in making your lives easier in this region. So residents, I want to say to you that even under the Ministry of Agriculture, NARI, we have invested almost $500 million to support agriculture production, to help you with agriculture production. We have invested these resources. In this region, when you look at the production, we are seeing increases in production, but there are some key areas that I want to talk to you about. GLDA, the Livestock Association, Authority, the Guyana Livestock Development Authority, GLDA, would have invested more than $1.2 billion in this region. The Ministry of Housing and Water would have invested more than $2 billion. In this region, we're doing 36 wells. 6 would have already started, right? Yes. 6 would have already started. 36 wells this year alone. Under the Hinterland Housing Program, we're doing more than 100 houses in this region. Those are things for you to applaud, things that bring development to your region, things that enhance livelihood in your region. So housing is almost $2 billion. On the water, it's another $1.6 billion. So in housing and water alone, it's $4.1 billion around. Those are the resources that we are spending in your region to make your life better. And we have a list of all the projects we are doing. Under the Ministry of Public Works, we pledge to give better roads and better infrastructure to every community. That is why even in the hinterland, even in Region 1, we've invested more than $5.5 billion on road and public infrastructure improvement in this region. You have concrete roads, concrete bridges, and these investments are going to continue to grow. We have to invest more also in farm-to-market access roads so that it becomes easier for you to bring out your produce. We want to find ways in which we can invest in a cargo boat to take your produce when you produce it here to charity and to export it further afield. And there's some things that we're going to talk about. Some of these crops are going to be long-term crops. And I'm going to talk to you about some of these crops that are important for our economy. The Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture. You are not left behind. The investment we are making in grounds and recreational facilities across the country is also coming to this region. Under the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture, we've invested more than $107 million in this region. The Ministry of Armed Affairs, in presidential grants, we've invested almost $600 million in this region. From the investment fund, we've invested in ICT more than $106 million. We have brought back the jobs of the CSOs. In this region alone, we have almost 800 CSOs hired. 800 of your young people hired. These were jobs that were taken away from the last government that we have returned back to you. So on the new job initiatives alone, directly supported by the government, you have almost 2,500 jobs created here in your region. 2,500 jobs. We've invested in land and water transport in your region through the Ministry of Armed Affairs to the tune of over $500 million, a tractor and trailer for every village. These are investments we have made, the LCDS fund. We have made these investments because we care about you. We want you to have a better life. We want you to be successful. We believe in you. And as long as the People's Progressive Party Civic is in office, you will continue to see these investments in your community and your villages. Because let me tell you, we value every community. I stand here as your president, as I stand in Buxton as their president, in Annandale as their president, because I believe in all of Guyana. We believe in all of Guyana. We believe in the potential and the possibility of all of Guyana. And any obstacle that stands in the way of unity, development, progress will be defeated. Will be defeated. So my friends, today I want to spend more time listening to you. But I want to say a few things to you. I know one of your main issues here is the Maruca River, the dredging of the river. I've instructed already that this week, $10 million be transferred to the region, and by tomorrow, you must start the clearing of the river. The team that has been established must start the clearing of the river by tomorrow. I've already said that the transmission line is going to come here to give you the water supply. But there are some big things. There's some big things in this region that I want to talk to you about, that we're going to do. And in your communities here, I want to tell you, I have also the numbers for your community in these villages that are here today. Under the Because We Care grant, you've transferred $147 million to your children. $18.2 million on National School Grant. The construction and maintenance of school, $208 million. Old age pension, $73 million. Old age pension cash grant, because we are the only country that gives you bonus pension every year, almost $5 million. Public assistance, $18 million. Permanent disability, $8 million. The support to our fisher folk, $3 million. Agriculture, $70 million. Health, $35 million. And the distribution of 1,071 solar units in your villages, your community that are gathered here. We have delivered to you, and will continue to do so. So here is what we want to do, and I want you to think about. We want to do some major crops here that are high value and will put you back on the regional map. So we want to start, we have already established a nursery, by having a 10,000 plantation, 10,000 plant coffee, Arabica and Liberica. We want to bring back the coffee production in Region 1, and we're investing in 10,000 plants to start back this production in Region 1. We want to expand coconut production in this region, and we're going to set aside 20,000 Brazilian nuts, the high quality, high bearing, high value, high yield variety of coconut. We're setting aside 20,000 plants for Region 1, and we want the region to identify the areas so we can have your communities, coffee, coconut. The other thing we want to do here, breadfruit production is an important regional commodity, and we're going to support you by having the market available. So we will come in and buy the breadfruit production. But these are long-term crops. We want to replant 5,000 breadfruit plants in Region 1 so you can become an important supplier of breadfruit for the country. We're going to move into these production because these are crops that have value on the regional market, easy to transport. We have started a new variety of cassava. This year, in a new variety, the yield has increased from 15 tons per hectare to 30 tons per hectare. 100% increase in the yield. Outside of that, we want to build back the citrus plantation. I know in Santa Rosa, we'll be discussing the creation of 210 acres of land into citrus, and we'll support those farmers. But here in your community, we want to tell you we want you to tell us what you want to do in relation to these so we can support you in realizing these. That is what we want to do, to support you. So my friends, I'm here today and I've heard from so many people since I came about the excitement and the development that you're so excited about. But as we share ideas and as we talk about what is good and what you've seen that is good for your region and your community, let us also think about the future. Let us think about some of the things that I've spoken about and create the framework for a sustainable, resilient, successful Region 1 and Guyana. I thank you and God bless you.
All right, put your hands together once more for His Excellency Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali for his presentation this morning. And I know that you all learned a lot, and you will be going home with a lot of information this afternoon. Okay, if you were listening carefully, he said that he wants to spend more time listening to you. All right, so I trust that you came here with your issues, whatever you have, your concerns, right? So we will go into that part whereby you, the residents of Waramuri and the visiting villages as well, will be given an opportunity to raise your concern to the president this morning. All right, so I don't know how this is going to be done, but what I know is that you will be coming to the front, right? So you will be coming to the front, and then you will.
Okay, just so I'll help you along. Sarah can help us to coordinate this, but all personal issues, because we want to deal with community issues. All those who have personal issues, if you have an issue with NIS, a medical issue, an issue with something of a personal nature. We have Dwayne here. Who is with you, Dwayne? And Tilku. These two young men are here. They will take down all your issues. The personal issues you will take to them. The community issues we'll raise on the floor. Are we together? Okay, so where's there? We can start maybe. So let's start. The first 5 persons will come forward.
All right, good morning, residents. I'm so pleased and happy for today for our president, our beloved president, to visit our community. And once again, I must say, welcome, President, and your team to our beautiful village, Waramuri. First of all, I just want to thank you and the PPPC government for the lots of development that is happening in our community. Yes, indeed, we see a lot of developments these 3.5 years since you took back office. And we are so pleased. I am so pleased as a resident. And even so, I am very pleased that our head teacher from here, you know, he can study on the Gold Scholarship Program, and now he is successful. So, with your initiative, President, I must say congratulations so much to you. With your whole cabinet, you are doing well. Thank you.
Honorable President, other members of the cabinet, the media, parents, teachers, and maybe other students. I'm Colin De La Cruz. I'm a parent and I'm the head teacher of the school. First of all, I want to take this opportunity to applaud the efforts of a man of vision, a visionary, a leader of the people, and his government, the PPP civic government. I'm not being political because I'm a head teacher, but I'm going to talk the facts. Right, so I want to join with the others in recognizing and commending and congratulating and I must say applauding the good works of this government. I think somebody mentioned that we cannot run away from the fact. We cannot dodge from the fact that the government has been doing a wonderful job. And by extension, I don't think there is any other that can match the performance when it comes to the PPP civic government and the president of this country, the Honorable Mohammed Irfan Ali. I want to take this opportunity to say a personal thank you to His Excellency, and to the government at large. I never dream of the day when I could have sit and relax in the comfort of my home and in the comfort of my family, and out of all the excitement and all the noise and all of the capital city. And I could be in my comfortable home and read and study for a bachelor's degree at a foreign university.
That would be the master's now. Okay. And you have to do the master's now.
Yes, and so I plan to head straight into my master's very soon. And so people, I want to encourage the others to do likewise, because I was telling the teachers, the young teachers, I'm one of the tutors of the CPC training program, and I'm saying that I could recall coming into the profession, and there are many others like me who we never dream of this opportunity, and the opportunity today is so, let me use the word rampant.
Accessible.
Accessible, easily accessible. It's there at your fingertips. I can recall when I first joined the profession, you had to go like 2-3 years into CPC, then you had to serve back the region 2 years, just do the addition. 3 + 2, 5 years. Then you go to university for 4 years. So 5 + 4, 9 years before you get a bachelor's degree.
And then you have to be on a waiting list to be approved.
Yes, definitely you have to be on a waiting list. You don't know if you're not certain whether you'll be there. So today, it's a different story. You can go to CPC in 2 years. In the other 2 years, you become a graduate. So this is the kind of situation. This is the kind of educational climate and the development that we are seeing. And I fully agree, I think, with the president when he said that, well then, if you're not seeing this, something is definitely wrong. We are witnessing development at a rapid pace. And I want to applaud the government, especially also for the low carbon development strategy. That is the brainchild of the PPP civic government, and more so in particular, the Honorable Bharat Jagdeo, the low carbon development strategy. And it's because of that, we can see a lot of development happening in the communities at this time. A lot of the communities are now developing because of the low carbon development fund, and we cannot run away from the fact. That is the fact. Good? So, I fully supported, I fully agreed. I stand here as a leader, I would call myself a leader, and I'm really happy with what is happening. But at the same time, you know, while we have development, there's a lot more to happen. And I don't expect the government to make everything happen at one time, right? Now, let me come to my concern. The first one I have here is the internet at Waramuri. If you notice, we struggle a lot for even phone signal here, and we don't get internet at this school. And in this modern age of technology, internet is one of the basic needs, actually becoming the basic need of the education system. So we have to get internet to operate. Waramuri has been one, I want to be boastful now, has been one of the primary top that has really been making a name for the hinterland, for not only for Waramuri, for Region 1, for Maruka, and for the hinterland at large. And we can do so much more if we can be afforded the internet service. You know, there are many days, I fret a lot with the department at times because they give me the cost. Because I don't get internet. I will have to go home in the afternoon to get internet, but they will be demanding information throughout the day, and I can't reach your demand because there's no internet. I can be running from here to home every minute to see what is going on. And so you see how it might cause me to fail as a head teacher and as a teacher in the classroom, because I teach CSEC. I'm a head teacher, but I love to be in the classroom, so I teach CSEC. I do social studies. Right, so internet, we are asking that this issue be addressed. We really need internet badly. So I'm begging at this time. I'm tempted to go down on my knees. And And it is amidst this 1 bar and 2 bar that I managed to make it successfully through my studies of 3 years. There are many times when I had the internet for 3 weeks, there's no internet, I would be, oh God, help me. I had to be begging the university to see it with no internet, right? So, internet is very, and I know if we have to move forward in the education sector, we have others to come on board and so on, we need the internet to do that. Secondly, the other concern is sports. Waramuri is a community, and it's a school at large that produces a lot of people when it comes to footballers. Right now, Waramuri is in the process of defending the national under 14 female title in this country. Last year we participated in the Digicel and we managed to come out 4th. We went back into the Milo football tournament, we come out 2nd. We're moving up. We come in there. Right? Apart from that, we have 1 or 2 students who are on the Guyana national cricket team, Waramuri Primary School here, Waramuri community. We have footballers on the international stage. I was looking at the social media last night. You have this girl, Annalisa Vincent, from right here. And she's making her name nationally, internationally. We produce national and international athletes from here. But you know, the worrying thing is, I'm wondering, I was asking Sarah yesterday, what happened to Region 1? What is the budget for sports? And I heard, I think the president made mention about sports and culture. So I want to know, and bear with me that some questions I might be asking here might not be relevant for the president, but I have to ask them because why? I keep asking and there seem to be no answer. So I would use this forum and find an answer. The budget for sports in Region 1. Do Region 1 really actually have a budget for sports? I don't think so. I don't think so. Sport and culture. Because when it comes to march competition and those national events, we are here to fend for ourselves. We have to go to the PT fundraise to find material. We went nationals. Last year, Waramuri Primary School was the only school that got a top place, a first place at National Calypso for Region 1. This year, we went back to nationals with dance. But we couldn't go further because our production cannot match those yards. And because of what? The support for the region is not there. So when we come to things like national competitions, Mashamani competition, athletic sports, the department, the region need to do more. They need to do a lot more. Last year we could not have participated. Are we denying our national athletes? We cannot participate because of why? They moved the venue now to the 4-mile shortcut in Santa Rosa, which extended the expense of the school. So we would have to find somewhere around $500,000 to participate now. Where it come from? We got a slave again, we had a slave as the parents said, to find out the PTA. That's unfair. These are national programs sponsored by the Ministry of Education. I think Region 1, we need to do more when it comes to these things. And then you know the worrying thing is that they are going to give me a few gallons of gas. They say, sir, we're helping you. We can help you. Oh, how can you help me? It's not my private school. The ministry, they are mandated to do these things. I feel so. So we need to have, and I'm appealing to the Honorable Charles Ramsden to come out of his comfort zone, maybe and come to Region 1, come to Waramuri. And let's see how we can develop and move sports. We have the foundation. We need the people to intervene. So that is for sports and culture. So we have the under 14, I mentioned it, and we are just there. I don't know what help the region has. And by the way, I would like to compliment, I want to congratulate and to thank the REO, Mrs. Sichan, who was very, very supportive at the under 18 Milo. Mrs. Sichan, thank you so much for your support, and we continue to look forward to your support. And we might be coming your way again because I think the region should have something for sports. Right? So thank you so much. You did a wonderful job for us, and we will continue to look forward to that. I mentioned that last year we could not have participated at the inter-school athletics championship, which would normally go then to zones and nationals and so on. So we deny our students. Now, one of the reasons for that is because of the road link. the road link between Santa Rosa and Waramuri, we need to have some attention there. Look, we had the first day when the children started to write CSEC. The very first day when the children started to write CSEC, the bus stick up in the white sand. Problem. The children got to reach in late now to write CSEC exam. The road is very important and it needs some attention. Last year, we could not go to the inter-school. That is one of the contributing factor. The very day when the event started is the very day when no vehicle couldn't pass there. Of recent with the dry weather, vehicle could not pass that road for weeks and even months. We need some assistance there. We need to have that road link fixed. It is one of the vital transportation connection between the two communities. And you know, Waramuri people travel a lot. I want to believe, comparing to Guyana and the other communities, Waramuri supported the Santa Rosa taxi service are more compared to everybody. It's more a busy hub, right? So we need to give that area some attention. The Waramuri paradigm, I think we can cross there for now, but the problem will arise when the water raise up with the coming rain, right? So I have seen a kind of slapdash work there, and I think we need to fix it now before we can wait until the rain comes down, and then the children got to walk across up to the waist in the water, and then we can post it on Facebook, and we can cry out. And I fully agree with the president when he said that we have some bad eggs and we got to fix them right. Because we got to hold our leaders accountable to us for what they do. And this one is a burning issue. And I'm going to raise it here because I have raised this even to the RDC and I'm still to be given answer. The Skyland bus, the children, there's a bus given to to transport the children of Skyland to school. Now, since this bus come, we have not been receiving the service of this bus. And the children would walk to school in rain and sun. And if you can take a walk, not a drive, take a walk to Skyland. I overheard some of the boys, the footballers, they were saying, we went there to practice, they said, sir, if we had to live at Skyland, the school door would never see me. The school door would never see me. Because by the time they walk from here to there, they burn out, they're able no more. And then you got the little ones, grade 1, grade 2 nursery children you're talking about. And we have a bus there, the government trying the utmost, but we got somebody failing the system. The bus is lying there of no use, of no value, and we have children walking distance. Yes, the Skyland bus, the Skyland. I have no idea where the bus is. I think the council should answer that question. I raised this over and over up to recent. I think we had some RDC people here, and nobody can give an answer. So we need to have answers. And then, secondly, finally, the CPC program in the hinterland, we need a lot of more attention. We had some people, I think a senior lecturer and then somebody from some distance head department came, and he said, sir, we are here to address this. We got to put an end to this thing. Because we cannot continue to have complaints and the program not being successful and so on. And they went back, and lo and behold, it went right back in the safety. We have final exam, and we still to receive some materials. So the CPC program in the hinterland need some immediate attention. Immediate attention. Right? Because these students are frustrated. I'm not doing the program, but I'm frustrated as them. And I have a child here too, who is doing the program. Right? So CPC need attention immediately. And again, I'm not blaming the government because I know we have people responsible for these programs. So we got to maybe do some checks. I heard the rough story, but I want to bring this to the attention of the president and the others here, that there are many issues, and I was going through my monthly report as far back as January 2021, and some simple things, you know. Let me give you one example. When the rain come down, you check the HM office. The HM can't work in the office because of Strina. Yesterday we were in there, the ARO came, and in time to say, I said, look, I don't have to tell you, see for yourself. You know, simple things like that. I feel I can climb up there and fix that zinc, I feel so. You know why? Because there are many times when I would fix those locks, I would take it on my own and sit and fix those locks. Most of them, I can do it. But I don't think I should do it when we have people being paid to do that. I'm not being paid as a handyman or a carpenter or somebody to fix, but I would do it.
You're fixing it right?
Then they need to get, and this is only one. This is a 2-year issue, and I keep crying about the locks need to be replaced on the sanitary blocks of the secondary. It is still there, 2 years ago. You check my monthly report, you can check back as far as 2021 and see what I'm telling you. There's some minor things, but I don't know why we cannot get them fixed. So I was telling my wife this morning, I was laughing, I said, I'm glad if the president come every week. You can see how we lock and everything are fixed fast. You can see, because yesterday afternoon, almost 5, 6 o'clock, they're running down. I asked me, sorry, why is he? You had a whole year to ask me. I said, I'm not going to answer anybody. Not interested because the president coming. We got to move away from this attitude. As leaders, we got to change this way. We got to make things happen. Because at the end of the day, the government is doing their utmost, and we have persons, we have individuals who will make the government look good. So with that, I can go on and on for now, but I want to give the others some time. Finally, the pathway workers. No, sorry, I have 2 more. Security guards. I know this is not the government business, but yes, it should be all of our business. We have these security guards being employed and paid by a private firm, and I never see another firm in this country exploit our workers like what they are doing here to security guards in Region 1. Owing them for months and months and months and don't pay them. And when money comes 1 month and they got all sorts of excuses. And this is not something happening today. Because when I started at this school as a very, very young boy, the issue was there. I'm fully aware of this. Today, I'm actually like almost 29 years into the service, and I may retire soon, and the issue continues to be there. It is not the government thing, but at the same time, it's our people. We cannot sit back and see the people being treated like this. We got to do something about it. And then finally, the pathway workers. The pathway workers. This is the next thing. In this age and stage, I don't think we should have issues like this. Setting up pay sheet, and when they cannot be paid, you find out for them, the pay sheet not reach yet, the pay sheet fall out some way, it not reach across. In this age of technology, my people, in this age of technology, we shouldn't even have time to be transporting people. I have pathway workers at my school here who were not paid from since March. And I keep asking around. I went so far as going to Ms. Brown, and we still can't get answers. We still cannot get answers. We still cannot get answers. And this is the kind of attitude we have, because I'm a head teacher and I go to head teachers meeting. And I'm telling you my part. If you can list the others. You know, on a monthly basis, I get sick. You got one particular when I get sick, it's head teachers, because I hear the same thing over and over and over from since I don't know which year. We need to do better. So, Honorable President, once again, thank you very much for your visit. You're doing a wonderful job as a leader of this country. We have people doing well, while we need some others to get up and pull themselves up. Thank you.
Thank you, Sir Colin. Mr. Zimri?
Let me just say a few words here. First of all, HM, thank you very much. And I want to say, HM, that you're totally correct. That sometimes when people get things too easily, they don't understand the sacrifices people like you would have made. And the type of access teachers have today. And with not only the access, with everything that you do additionally, you get an allowance. You get a degree, you get an added allowance every month now. A master's, an extra allowance. A PhD, a higher allowance. And we have made it easy for teachers to get that. But don't take this for granted. This was not always there. This was not always there. Same thing with our nurses. But and now to the issues that you raised. These are so simple things that we have had. We have resources, and the region and the ministries have resources to fix. The Minister of Education, the Minister of Sports, the Minister of Public Works, and Minister of Health. They will be instructed to come to your community on Saturday. So they will be here on Saturday to fix all the issues and to listen to all the issues that you have. Now, I want these villages to form a committee. We're going to transfer $10 million so you can fix your sports ground. So you will sit with Minister Colin Crowell, and Colin, you're in charge of this. You will decide on what you want to do, how you want us to use the $10 million, and we'll fix that ground, because that's a central ground, right? The road, we already have $11 million in the budget for the road, to do one section of the road. The contract has been awarded, and when the contract is starting? Huh? He'll sign next week. And HM, that is a laterite surface they're going to put there now because of the sand. And I want the community, I want you engineer to give the HM and this community a copy of the contract. The on-price copy, and they must supervise it to ensure it's done properly. In addition to that 11 million, we're going to make available another 20 million to extend the road a bit further. Okay? So this year, we'll spend $30 million in total on that road. I'm going to ask Colin to investigate the issue with the bus, and I want to say this to you. Between the Ministry of Education and local government, they have resources that they can assist your children in getting to the different events. If education is planning an event, they must help the children. The same way the officers can find themselves in chartered boat to go to the event, they can use that boat to take the children. And the Ministry of Marine Affairs got to get involved in this too. So before the end of next week, I want a list between local government, education, and marine affairs of all the events for the year, and for you to decide who is supporting what and how you're supporting the events. Good. Thank you, HM. I think I covered all your issues. And by the end of today, let's see if they will fix the leak by the end of today and all the locks.
All right.
And the pathway workers, I told them if the pathway workers are not paid today, their salaries will be held up. So let's see how fast they'll pay the pathway workers now.
Good morning to you again. First of all, I would just like to commend His Excellency the President, Dr. Mohamed Irfan.
Look, the PS local government here. Oh, that's not a PS. You resemble a PS. Is it PS?
No.
You're a twin. You're the PS twin.
Just like a chuka.
Yes. As I said, I would just like to commend His Excellency the President of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana and his team for working assiduously to ensure that development takes place in all the administrative regions of Guyana and also in the Amerindian villages, where Waramuri village also is no exception. So thanks very much, Mr. President, to you and your hard-working team. And we just hope that, God grant you extended life so more can be done under your leadership. So with that being said, I would just like to go to some of the requests, issues, and concerns that I have here on behalf of Waramuri village. First, I have here, my first request is a concrete road from Waramuri waterfront, at least maybe up to the Waramuri recreational ground. And this is part of our 10-year plan also, and we would be extremely grateful if this request can be granted. Now, there are some basic reasons why we as a village would like to see this happen because, in instances when you have emergencies, we tend to use the stretcher because vehicles cannot reach down to the landing, only pickups which we do not actually have. So that's one reason why. Another reason why is because, when cargo boats come in with the cargo from Charity, manual labor again has to be used there to get these stuff to the respective business places, and that's very, very expensive. So when this happens, the business owners, they have to do a little calculation so that they can have a profit. So at the moment, and it's happening for a very long time, goods and services are very, very expensive in Waramuri. Housing project, we know that other areas have been benefiting. I know that Waramuri did benefit in years gone by, but we would really like, that project also can be introduced in Waramuri village, because there are still some vulnerable residents who would be very grateful if this can become a reality. Number 3 on my list here is a solar farm. And I know that the government has been saying that, they would move away from fossil fuel and use the natural element that's the sun. So I believe that, a solar farm can be very, very useful in this area here, so that they can produce current, and we can probably have some ventilation with the fan, so that learning can take place easier, because the heat of the sun and maybe the sand also contributes to a lot of heat here, and for our children to learn in this kind of environment, I know that it is very, very hard. So I'm asking that, maybe a solar farm can be installed in Waramuri, and it could probably support this school and also other government buildings. Another one we have here, we are very grateful for the generator, the large generator that supplies current for Waramuri Central Park. But over the year then that we have experienced a lot of maybe technical problems, mechanical problems, and the mechanic comes in here very regularly. So I was just thinking that, maybe because of the constant, I would say, sickness of this generator, if a new generator can be given to Waramuri village so that this issue can be addressed. I heard the HM mention about the internet service, and I know that this internet service was promised to us maybe over 2 years now, right? One of the things that they were saying that they were exploring, maybe a company or something that produces this or provides this service. Now we need some updates in relation to this. How early will we be getting this in the Waramuri village and maybe also in other villages, because I'm sure that this wasn't done in Muruka sub-region. Another thing I would like to raise here, which may be out of the jurisdiction probably of the government or the president, is this signal. Now we have been experiencing very poor signal here, digital signal, because that's we are between 2 towers, maybe what the place name? Wakapau and Komako. But this again has been a problem for us for so long. So I'm asking maybe some representations can be made from the government level to maybe Digicel or any other company, so that we can have a tower or maybe a booster, so that we can have better signal here. And communication is very, very important, as we all know. So if we have this being boosted, it would be something very, very good for all residents of Waramuri village. Now on behalf of Lower Haimaracabra, I would say then, before I go to this, we are very happy that we got a successful well being drilled in Para area that will distribute water to Waramuri, and also in Mariaba area, Upper Haimaracabra. But there is another, and I heard about Skyland, which is very it's good news, right? But again, there is another area there. I know that everything cannot be done at the same time, but there is another area in Lower Haimaracabra, which is much populated also. So I'm asking that, this, a water system can be installed there at the earliest. No, Lower Haimaracabra. Upper Haimaracabra, they are requesting maybe a separate building to house nursery children, or I don't know how the possibility exists with a nursery school. They say for the past 3 years, the number of children on a consistent basis, it's 30 nursery pupils. So I'm asking that something be done in this regard so that we can have the children housed more comfortably. Para again, Para, we know that we're grateful for the well that was installed there, and we heard, I would say on a low profile, right, that another well should be drilled there so that it can supply water to the residents of Para. So I just maybe need this confirmation there. And also they've asked me to request on their behalf electricity for their area. Now concerns. And this has to do with the health employees. We have a medics currently, thank God, and thanks to the authorities for, getting this individual, this resident on board, and she successfully completed the program last year, and she is now serving our village. But the point is that I think that she was employed, maybe she started to work this year, and it has been almost 5 months and no payments, as well as maybe two persons who were trained from the same very village again as nurses. We all need these services, and I think that it's 7 months since they have assumed office, and to date, no payments. I would like, something to be done in this regard so that these persons can be paid, because most Amerindians, I would say, that, we don't have a strong when it comes to like financial support maybe from our parents or these things, and so we would really like that they can be paid at the earliest. I have here again, I would just like to endorse what the HM said with the late payments of security guards. What I learned is that maybe for every 3 months they're being paid 1 month salary. So something needs to be done in this area, some representation, so that this issue can be addressed. Waramuri Health Boat. We're grateful, and I learned this morning then that boat was given to Waramuri Health Center that would take care of the emergencies and other services, basic services that the health institution normally provides. We're very grateful, but the thing is, we're asking because since it's not too clear with if the persons or if there would be a vacancy created for a licensed driver and maybe a boat hand. Because what I was made to understand that they were saying that maybe the pathway worker or somebody. So I believe that, in all fairness, that if we can get a vacancy created so that, or 2 vacancies so that persons can be employed on a permanent basis. GWI, as I said, we are very grateful again that the well was successful in Para. So I'm asking that maybe persons be employed permanently to monitor this system. Finally, tractor. Yes, we received tractors in our area. Most recently, Para received theirs also. We are so grateful. But we have a tractor that is down for some time that belongs to Waramuri area and also Haimaracabra. These tractors are down, and we've tried to get mechanics to see and to try to bring them back, in working conditions, but this has not been successful. What I learned is that maybe these mechanics don't know about maybe their new model tractors or something, right? So maybe if we can have the same Mahindra tractor.
What are you doing here? That is the one that
To fix it.
and people have the parts and everything. What are you doing here?
So that's my final concern. Thanks very much for listening, everybody.
Thank you very much, Tushaw. We'd like to take some time to welcome with us in our presence Tushaw of Manawaran Village. Welcome, sir. And we'll now invite Manawaran Village for their comments.
Thank you, Honorable Sir Brown, and to His Excellency, Mr. Mohammed Irfan Ali, and Honorable Minister Mustafa, and Honorable Minister of Housing and Water, Minister Kroll, and to original Chairman, and to every one of you, a pleasant good morning. My name is Samuel Miguel, Tushaw of Manawaran Village, and I'm here. I must first apologize that I reached late. I did not get as well as much, but I'm here today. I have met with some of my people from the village, and we travel so good, right? So, and whatever I've listened here, sit and listen to you, I'm very thankful for everything. The village, it is there, and our people is benefiting out of those assets and whatever being granted to us in our village. And we are doing so good, I must say, like the tractor, we have it there, and the people is benefiting from that. We have, like from our COVID grant, we have benefit from that. Recently, we have purchased a portable sawmill that would help our people to build. So we have that there. Recently, I applied for a school boat and engine from the ministry, a 25 Mercury engine, and we have a boat and a 24 feet boat, shed boat. So we are benefiting from the government. So I must say, once again, it is very good so that we can have that, but then we would have to take care of them. And it's very, that is my, as a Tushaw for the village, for the second term again, I'm here. The last 3 years I have served. Recently I'm back here again. So I am not afraid to speak or what to say, and on behalf of the people of the village. So I'm very happy to be here today and to meet with our president, which is the father of our country. And I know for sure that he's here and he's a man of his word. Because I work through the process and I work with the government. And I have known that he's a man to his word. And I have full confidence. I always tell the people that in the village, I have confidence in this present government. But we must pray and ask God for strength and guidance for His Excellency. So I'm very thankful. So now I have here today, let me start on education. Education in our village, in Manawaran village. I'm very sorry to say that our children is not coming out to school because of the strike that the teachers, they have striked. So, and that is an issue in my village where I live, and if not only for the parent, and I'm seeing that as the Tushaw, it's very important for me because we have a lot of children that are staying home presently. Number 2, I have agriculture. The season, the weather that take place here for the last year, and the years that passed, we have a lot of like wildfire that pass through the village. Go through the village, and some of our farmers, crops they have burnt. Then the sun also destroy the farmers' crops. Like for instance, our cassava is not growing as well as much, and they are not bearing. They bear, yes, but then we are not getting enough. And some of our the crops they have died out. So what I would say, the farmers reach with me and they say, Tushao, we must get on to the Minister of Agriculture, and we need an assistance for farmers. I said, yes, I will do that. And I never knew that our president would be here. So I have this opportunity here today to say that there is need for an assistance for farmers in Manawaran village, so that they can boost back their farms. Some of them have like chicken farmers. Some of them mining like cattle now. I can see some persons buying cattle, and there's still need for more because we have a lot of forest there. And I want to go into agriculture, most importantly, as the Tusha for this term coming here. I want to work most on agriculture, because that is what our village is surviving off. We farmers, we plant, so what we plant we use, and we sell to make our money to our children to go to school. So that is what we would be trusting most likely on farming. So I must say, on water, Minister of Housing is here. We have that well that planted there, but we still having a little problem there, like with the water. Some of our people is not getting in the water, and I do not know. Maybe the weather, something under the earth, I was saying, shortage of water. So probably that is the problem. But I do not know. I want this government to go and check back again, and to ensure that our people benefit from that water, because where I live, I'm not benefiting from that well presently. I'm not benefiting from that. I had to purchase a 3-inch pump, and those American guys that they went in our village years back, I had to cut the well and purchase the pump, and that is where I'm benefiting from that water. So in the village we have like islands. So what I'm suggesting with the village, I would like to request even for small pumps for the islands, for every island, so that we can get pools and put a pump, and so they can benefit water. So that is what I'm suggesting for the people in Manawaran village. So we have our road, our public road, from 9 miles to Manawaran. We have that road, they really need to be upgraded. From 9 miles to Manawaran. We really need that road to be upgraded, because it is actually bad now, and is damaging the vehicles. We have that the average length is 15 km. Yes, loom. Right. Yes, needed to shape back again. Yeah. Good. For youth and sports, we are coming up, and we have persons there now. There is need still for sports, so I'm requesting if we cannot have a small grant sale for sports body in Manawaran village, so that they can boost up their. We have a lot of children, like we started from the school, then we have women, and not only men, but women. When we sit at our meeting, we talk about women. Women play also. So we include everybody. So there is need for women and men for sports. So I'm requesting if we cannot have even like a small grant for them, so that they can develop their sports and to be more successful. So I'm very happy to be here today. I must say once again to His Excellency, our government, for our pensioners. They're very happy that they're receiving their monies within our village. And that is what is happening. Yes, they're getting it in our villages. So they are very proud. When I say to the pensioners, they are very proud. But the only thing is that what I'm requesting, whenever they've been paid, there should be a little snacks for them, because some of them come very early. Some of them come out very early. So when they come early, if we don't have no tea or nothing to give them, and I know that they would feel more happy if we have a little snack for them. And I for sure we would have that. So I'm just telling you that I'm requesting for a little snacks or bread or some tea for them, right? So I do not have much more to say. Thank you so much, and God bless every one of you. To His Excellency, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Tushao. So we'll take two more questions, but we'll ask that we just stay to the point and not repeat something already said. So Monique Emmanuel. So Tushao spoke for Skyland, he spoke for Para and Haimacabra. We had Manawaran, Tushao was there. And we have Monique wants to speak on behalf of youth, so we'll have Monique, and we could maybe take one more person. All the personal issues outside. Uncle Francis, if you're going to raise about the dam and the bus, it's already being addressed, right? We got the concern. Thanks, right?
Good morning, everyone. Honorable President, members of the head table, regional personnel. My name is Monique Emmanuel, resident of Waramuri. I am so grateful, Mr. President, for your visit here in my beautiful village. And my concern or issue here is that I'll be speaking generally on behalf of indigenous young professionals across the length and breadth of our beautiful country, Guyana. I know that your government has played and have been to the road of development in every sector and area. And I've been following where young professionals on the coastlands benefited from the housing projects. I would be asking you, Mr. President, to not forget the young professionals living in the indigenous communities across Guyana also, because to build a home in these indigenous communities is far away or much expensive than on the coastlands. And to have our monies go through the bank, and because we live in an indigenous community or the Amerindian communities, we only allowed a certain amount of loan from the bank. So if your government can assist us in, in helping, because I know under the housing ministry, houses are being built in indigenous communities for persons, but I'm also asking for young professionals, because we also need that assistance so that we can have our own home and have access to our own resources, and not just being professionals in our community living in our parents' home. My second concern is that I've heard a number of issues and the progress with the agriculture sector, and I would like, I've seen my community and neighboring community, Manawarin, who is also here. I know that we have lots of fishermen who goes to fishing, and I would ask if the ministry can also, I'm asking on their behalf, so that we can have a fisheries manufacturer also for even the dry fish and even the bush fish, or whatever we call it here locally, so that we can also have market for those on the coastlands. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much, Monique. So we would have heard from Waramuri, Manawaran, and there are the comments here from Kyrie as well. So we'll call on the representative from Kyrie, Auntie Vianney.
A special good morning to especially to our president. I feel so happy this morning to see our president. I always had a wish that I would stand in front of him and raise my concern. People in the area would have said I would have not had that boldness, or they wouldn't believe in me, but today they would believe. I'm a resident of Caribbean Islands of the Santa Rosa. I heard that Horadaya get invited and so get invited, but we didn't get invited, but we still come because we love you and we want to see you and we want to have a gap with you. Okay? We are so much thankful for the LCDS funds that we have get in our area. With that, we bought in 75. We call it the emergency boat. So this morning, we just jump in the boat and we fly out. Then by we bust breeze. And my main concern here is about a dam from Tabla to Kairi. So long we have been asking for this. And it is very important. I can remember about 4 years now, we just asking. We asked AREO, he told us that it's on board. We asked CDO, she said has been announced in some conference, and we are still waiting for an answer. I would say it is very important for the school children. We have nursery children now going over from Tabla to Kairi. We have pregnant mothers going over on the island. Sometimes they fall with them big belly and them tumble in the mud, which is very bad. One day we had a mother like that, and good luck when you take she out and put she. Can't remember really. I have to ask the council that, because he's supposed to, by now he's supposed to be knowing that. So I'm requesting for that from Tabla to Kairi, and also not a long dam again from Kairi to Hobo. It's like mostly like about 20 steps if you could measure your step like this. So it's not long, it's short. So I think you all could do it for us. We will be very happy. We are so much thankful for the development since Caribbean Islands come as a satellite. We have seen development. Thank you very much to the government of Guyana. You have been such a father with a heart. Others today, all we could have been the Venezuelan them. Yeah. If it was not through this one man, maybe we could have done take over, but according to what somebody says, as long as he rules, nothing can stand before him. And that's the heart of a father. He's like the father of this country, and we have to honor him, and we have to pray for him that God will keep him, and when election comes, put him back there, and we're going to see more progress. Thank you for listening.
All right, thank you so much, Auntie Gianni. So that more or less would have will now bring the curtains down on that the question segment of today. Great, so.
Okay, so let's deal with some of the issues that were raised. So if we look at Manawarin, we were going to ensure that you get agricultural support by next week. The minister will send in the planting material. We'll give you some chicken to help you with the poultry. The 9 miles to Manawarin Road, the region is going to ensure they do some maintenance and rehabilitation work with the grading and shaping of that road. All right? The medics and the health workers payment by next Friday, they will have their payment made to them. All right? All the issue, well, I spoke about the recreational ground already. The issue with the concrete road to the waterfront to the play field, we're going to look at that to see the cost and to see whether we can involve the residents in fixing that road. All the other small matters that were raised, the ministers are coming on Saturday. 4 ministers will come here, the Minister of Sports, Education, Health, Local Government, and Public Works. 5 ministers will come here on Saturday. All the villages will come and they will deal with those issues. All right? Thank you very much for your time.
All right, we are coming to the end of our program here this morning. We're very thankful for everything. We know we're all getting anxious and we're getting frustrated here sitting down. So you can stand and, you know, get yourself a little stretcher. So just stand with me, everybody. All right, just give a little shake off, right? And then we have the vote of thanks, all right? And this will be done by the president of the Student Council, Waramuri Primary School. Put your hands together for Rondell Peters.
We also have some sport equipment and some other stuff that the ministers will hand out to the different communities, okay?
Okay, you may have a seat. All protocols observed. I'm privileged to move the vote of thanks. First and foremost, most sincerely, thanks to the Tushao and Waramuri Village Council for hosting the visit to our beautiful community. No amount of acknowledgement and appreciation will be adequate to express our gratitude for all your favored efforts to ensure the high quality of service and preparation for this activity. Now, I must thank His Excellency Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali for visiting our village and more so to engage the communities in attendance and to listen and dealing with their issues favorably. For this, we are very honored and like to extend our gratitude to you and the rest of the contingent. Now, to all other distinctions and wider communities, thank you for being here and making this event a success. Most notably, I wish to thank the head teacher, Mr. Colin De La Cruz, and staff of Waramuri Primary School for accommodating us and preparing the auditorium, which created an ambience just for the right activity. Thank you for hosting this historic moment. Finally, I'd like to convey my gratitude to everyone here for taking the time off to join us and ensuring this activity a success. Thanks also to the numerous cooks who have prepared a delicious lunch for this activity. Once again, thank you all.
Thank you very much, President of the Student Council, Waramuri Primary. All right, so we will go into the handing over of these items. So who will be doing that? Get on board as we proceed.